Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So now we end this map with something most people usually always overlook. Yani, when we talk of the point of articulation, we only look at these parts here up to the lips, okay? But now, yes, how things are spoken, it occupies this part up to the lips. But there's one thing which we are missing and one thing which we always overlook. How does it resonate? Yani, there is a sound which is always not totally visible. You know, some Quranic sounds do not start in the mouth, or they do not end in the mouth, okay? Instead, they have a certain description, they extend, they vibrate, and they continue resonating internally. They don't escape through the mouth, okay? But listen, how do they vibrate? They vibrate through the nasal cavity here in the nose, especially in just two letters. We have the letter Noon, and also have the Quranic letter Mim. You notice the technical term for these two letters are called Ghunna. Yani, but we have to now go beyond those technical terms and just try and understand what is the deeper meaning, or what is the deeper use, what is the deeper purpose in this articulation of these letters which resonate from inside. Because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala especially uses these letters, you have to bear in mind that not all meaning is direct. Some meaning is sustained, yani it vibrates. Some meaning is extended. Some meaning echoes. Because you know, a message can echo for centuries and centuries, even up to Yawmul Qiyamah. Like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allaha ma'a sabirin. Inna, indeed. So that thing echoes, it resonates, it creates continuity. It prevents the sound from ending too early. You don't say Inna Allah, you say Inna. It creates the flow that indeed, you really feel that indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that resonation just continues. So, when we now practice recitation of the Quran, especially those two letters that come from the nasal cavity, they introduce what they call soft continuity. They also produce what they call internal vibration. And the presence is just there, it lingers softly. There it reminds now the listener, okay, the one who's listening, that not everything ends where it appears to end. Some effects continue afterwards. Now, inshallah, we are going to now try and break down the points of articulation of the letters of the Quran, so that we can now see, mashallah, the full system. The first part of the system, we have what they call the throat, which is sort of deep. And now we have the tongue, which is the control center. And for visibility, we have the lips. And also have the nasal cavity, especially the sound coming from the nose, which talks about resonance, yani the vibration inside. Now here I'm not talking of like biological autonomy at all, okay? This is a design from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay? And when we talk of the design from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we always have to understand what's the purpose. As I explained, guidance and the sound from the Quran, they go hand in hand. So inshallah, the next stage of the journey, we will no longer only look at where the sounds come from, but inshallah ta'ala, we will begin asking, because it's good to ask questions, why do they feel the way they feel? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.